Ladies and gentlemen, live from Lima Shenanigans of 1977. It's Wednesday or Saturday, and you know what that means. It's time for AEW Dynamite or Collision Event Center. And now here's the man that will bring you the happenings of AEW All Elite Wrestling action, Mr. Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. All you beautiful, wonderful people out there, welcome to yet another episode of Lima Shenanigans. Of 1977 episode number 2179. We're almost in the 2200s. Unbelievable, right? I'm already cooking up episodes like crazy today. I've already done, 3 episodes already. It's my 4th one, and it'll be my final one for the day. Because technically tonight it's already 11:12 p.m. April 16, 2025. Look, thankfully I got 2 more days of work, and then freedom to Saturday. But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, gets crazier. Wrestling gets more insane. As you know, spring breakthrough in Boston has begun, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. They're trying to get a spring breakthrough in this weather in Massachusetts. Believe me, it's a little crazy. And I tell you one thing, you AEW wrestlers, man, welcome to New England. It's your first time visiting, and I'm sure MJF, being from New York, trashing Boston, not surprised. I'll say, dude, just think of the good thing. Just think of the good, positive things about Boston, like they let your Mets win in 1986. And MJF, this is for you. There you go, MJF. That's for you. There you go. That's another one for you. I wonder that stuffed crust linguiça pizza I had for lunch may have got me all gassed up. I've been farting up a storm. Woo! Smell what the Rock was cooking. Anyways, yeah, praise the Lord. Anyways, woo. Speaking of Boston, Massachusetts, the former boss of the WWE, now the CEO of AEW, Mercedes Moné, went up against Athena in the first Women's Own Heart semi-final. And the winner of that match, at Double or Nothing, will take on the winner of Jamie Hayter and Chris Statlander. And Mercedes Moné and Athena went one-on-one. This was a dream matchup for a lot of folks. And as you know, champion versus champion, you get the AEW TBS champ, and up against the Ring of Honor Women's Champion. And in the end, Mercedes Moné ended up winning that matchup. But guess who made an appearance in Boston? Timeless Toni Storm, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, the Timeless One has made her appearance. In fact, she will be doing color commentary tomorrow night on Collision in a tag matchup that involves Mercedes Moné and, once again, the lovely Harley Cameron against, I do believe, Julia Hart and Chris Statlander. Or is it Jimmy Hayter and Chris Statlander? I don't know. All I know is Timeless Toni Storm, the AEW Women's World Champ, will be there. And everybody loves Timeless Toni Storm. Now, Renee Paquette interviewed Anna Page until the 3 stooges of AEW shown up. Beavis and Butthead and Okada. I'm talking about the Young Bucks, or the Young Sucks, or the Young You-Know-Whats, or the Chicken Butts. I don't care what you call. I call them Beavis and Butthead of professional. The Beavis and Butthead of professional wrestling. That would be Nick and Mac Jackson. Nick and Nick jackasses. Oh yeah, Team Jackass. There you go. Come watch my back. Like I can see those three on Jackass. Hi, and this is Nick and Matt Jackson, and welcome to Jackass. And this is getting beat up by people that don't like us. And they're interrupting Hangman Adam Page. Hanger, you're going to do it. We make sure that Swerve Strickland does not, win the world title. Is that what you wanted? And Hangman Adam Page is like, what the heck is going on with you guys? Right? And then he goes, the guy's an idiot. He told me the Continental Chief was one of the greatest wrestlers ever. But the guy hanging out with the Young Bucks, I'm sorry, Kazuchika Okada's a complete idiot. With hanging out with the Young Bucks. He goes, why are you so angry? Smile. And he goes, bitch. I said, what did you just say that for? You idiot. Kazuchika, I'll tell you, if Hangman Adam Page loses this match, if he's taking it on your butt, man, he's going to kick your butt. Oh, my. So I'm just like, oh, God. Dude. Man, I farted, man. Woo. Man, I'm telling you. This is something else. Anyways. And former Bruin Tuukka Rask was at the arena with the Stanley Cup. Is Tuukka Rask a wrestling fan? Gotta look into it. If he is, man, that's really cool. And everybody's saying, Tuukka. I miss him with the Bruins, man. Then, speaking of Hangman Adam Page, he went up and it's the fourth and final semifinal matchup. And I guessed, and I called this. I said, watch it. Who do you think's the wild card? I said, Josh Alexander. Guess what? It's Josh Alexander, the walking weapon. And then Kyle, and Hangman Adam Page won the matchup. I thought Alexander was going to move on. But then Kyle Fletcher and Don Callis came up after the matchup, and then Fletcher and Page brawled out. But then Josh Alexander attacks Page. What's going on? Is Josh Alexander part of the Don Callis family? If that's the case, him, Fletcher, and Takeshita, that's a deadly trio. I wouldn't be surprised if they challenge for the trios title down the road if it comes to that. And then Christian Cage addresses Nick Wayne, and he says he's going to help Nick Wayne out and train him for Japan, the Super Juniors tournament. He says he's going to get matches for him and all that, and then try to challenge Commander for the Ring of Honor Television Championship. So see if that will. Come to find out, because of FTR's actions this past Saturday night on Collision, and what they almost did to Tony Schiavone, that they have been suspended 1 week without pay. We won't see FTR this week. You know what? Good. Suspend the boys without pay. Teach them a lesson, man. They shouldn't have put their hands on the commentary. And Tony Schiavone's glad of it. And then the AEW Tag Team titles on the line, the Hurt Syndicate versus the Gates Back. And this was a heck of a fight between these two teams. You figure they're the same size and strength. But in the end, the Hurt Syndicate did win the matchup. But then MJF comes out, addresses the Hurt Syndicate, wanting to join them and everything else. And MVP's like, okay, And then MJF tries to convince them by bringing out a bevy of beauties. And then offered Shelton Benjamin his watch. And then he gets into, and then Bobby Lashley still can't stand the guy. I don't blame him. That Beavis-looking butthead will do whatever it takes. He says, I get what I want and all that. He wants to join the Hurt Syndicate. I'm telling you something right now. If anybody's going to get hurt, it's MJF, because he keeps running his mouth. He insults the people of Boston. You would think I'm going to sit here and just basically put up with him? I'll tell you, if I were Bobby Lashley, I would knock his teeth out, and MJF forgets who he's talking to. And he's talking to a guy who's fought for our country. So if I were MJF, I would use my words soft and sweet. Keep them short and sweet, because you might have to eat them later. Soft and sweet, short and sweet. So anyways. But then they walk out with the ladies and all that. So Alicia, too, tries to get a word with them, and then MVP says, we need some more time. They want some more time, whether or not they will have MJF join the Hurt Syndicate. I would not be surprised if they turn him down. And that's when I think MJF will recruit FTR once again to revive the Pinnacle from a trio standpoint. See if that's the case. Men's Owen Hart semifinal number 1, Will Ospreay versus Konosuke Takeshita. Don Callis joins on commentary. Oh, hot dog and himself. This was a heck of a matchup between these two gentlemen, and in the end, Will Ospreay wins the matchup. He'll go to the finals at Double or Nothing to face the winner of the Hangman Adam Page Kyle Fletcher matchup. I think a Fletcher Ospreay rematch could be in order. Now, the trios title on the line. Death Riders. Now, kind of find out that Hook was attacked before the show started by the Death Riders, and so he was out. But Katsuyori Shibata and Samoa Joe says, we don't care. I said, you know what? Our boy Hook, he'll recover, but we're going in there. Come hell or high water, we're walking out the trios champion. But then since Jon Moxley was given the chance to replace him, to put himself in the Pac's place, Katsuyori Shibata and Samoa Joe took on the one guy that knows Hook very well, and that would be Powerhouse Hobbs when him and Hook were part of Team Taz. And I think Samoa Joe was mentored by Taz at one point during his TNA Impact days. And I think Taz must advise Samoa Joe, hey, get Powerhouse Hobbs. And Samoa Joe said, it's a good idea, let's get Hobbs. And so, did that pay off? Well, but then during the matchup, guess who comes out once again? Beavis and Butthead themselves, Nick and Mac Jackson, Tweedledee, Tweedledum, frickin' Frack. They're the Beavis and Butthead of professional wrestling. I mean, you know, if I call them the Game Grumps of professional wrestling, it's an insult to the Game Grumps. So I'm not going to call them that, because the Game Grumps are even funnier. They probably run. They would probably run. If the Game Grumps were wrestling fans, they would run AEW better than the Young Bucks. Let me tell you something right now. Yeah, the Young Bucks, Beavis and Butthead comes out. To get involved in the match with them, and they're out there probably to screw with the ops. You don't want to screw around with Samoa Joe. I'm telling you that much right now. Samoa Joe will probably rip your arm off and beat you with it and make you eat it. That's what. So as they were, I think Matt Jackson was about to get a steel chair, and then somebody took the chair away from him. It was a hooded figure. Nope, it was Swerve Strickland. He attacked both. He said young buck hunting season started early. He attacked both the Young Bucks, and then friggin' Maria Shafir gets involved during the match by swinging a chair across the back of Powerhouse Hobbs. Well, the Nightingale comes running out to the other side, attacking Marina Shafir. Katsuya Shibata is putting Claudio Castagnoli to sleep on the outside and with a sleeper hold and kicks him down. Meanwhile, Samoa Joe's trying to finish off Jon Moxley with a muscle buster to deaden that Quantum Ranger on crack. Wheeler Yuta gets involved, but the Ops made the pinfall. 1, 2, 3. We have new AEW Trios champions. By the way, Swerve Strickland, thank you, and this is for the Young Bucks. That's for the Young Bucks. Yes, right. We have new AEW Trios champions, the team of Samoa Joe, Katsuyori Shibata, and Powerhouse Hobbs. You know what? I would add Powerhouse Hobbs as a member of the Ops. Woo, man. And then as they were celebrating the AEW locker room, Will Ospreay comes out to celebrate with the champagne. Guys like Tomohiro Ishii, the Speedball Mike Bailey, Swerve Strickland and Will Nightingale joined them. And then you got Tomohiro Ishii, Speedball Mike Bailey. Dark Order came out. It was a fun time. A fan said that they should have the Ops and the Conglomeration join forces. The Ops Conglomeration. There you go. I wonder how Mark Briscoe feels about that. But that's all the time we have on the show. Like I said, tomorrow we have a big day. We got Press Your Luck going on. We got Rant and Rave. We got TNA Impact. Was it Unbreakable? We got in Las Vegas. We got AEW Collision back in Boston. Spring BreakThru 2025. This is getting crazier and crazier by the moment. That'll be all for today's show. And until the next episode, comes rolling around. There will be a next episode starting tomorrow. Got to get all this loaded up. Until next episode, Mr. Announcer, take us home. That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E and Do It for Bob Saget production, and in association with a Raving Bull for 3000 Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. See you later on the next episode of the show. Goodbye for now.